investments, you will get our podcast. Now, 3 days ago, we started talking about all the different reels that we were going to cover in addition to the reels that we already came up with. And we wanted to make sure we change the titles and change the content just slightly to try to increase the chances of our content showing up on ChatGPT or other large language models so that they can show up and find people where they are, whether they're a city, they're a housing authority, or they're a developer. They will get our information as essentially the equivalent of an encyclopedia back in the days, if you knew what they were, especially when you're looking for information related to affordable housing. Now, here are some of the new clips that we came up with. And today we're just going to go through, we're going to review all of the new edits. We're going to review all the captions and see where or not we need to change anything. But I think these are going to be really good ones. Let's check it out. All right. So that's a really good clip in itself because that is quick to the point and also it gets me more impressions and it helps us figure out, hey, does this line help get more attention, right? When you see how people are running their content engines nowadays, they do about 25 to 50 hooks for every single content. So the substance might be the same, but the hook might be very different, right? All right, Kelly 12, Kelly 13. Let's look at this one. What are the important improvements they got to make? Ornament around office to residential version. Ornament around is very real. How to overcome construction. Did I already have that one? How to overcome construction challenges? Let's see. That one's not it. That one's not it. Building code improvements. Yeah, you know what? Let's keep it as myths because I already have building code improvements. I like that one. Let's keep going. Number 14. Yeah. How to use best use space. I like that one. That's a good one. What type of buildings are best? Mm. So instead of you think it's a specific building type, it's really more about the economical financial sense is what I took away from this. So good. What type of buildings are best for office conversions? Residential conversions. Okay, great. 16. Office to residential. 15, 16. Great. All right. Number 17. Front row. Let's see. What is the bulk of office? Bulk. Okay. So we're going to do this. Rent row. So that's the typo right here. Kelly 17 017 rent row, not run road. Or county 025. Let's put in a for sales on an office building. Okay, got that for the B-roll. Mhm. Baselines. Kelly 18. 'Puzzle that works. For Kelly 18, let's stop it at 041. She says, puzzle that works. 43, where she says, give it to the end of the current clip. And let's call that one. Okay. How to engage communities about office. Okay, got it. All right, and that's how I updated all the titles for all the reels, right? Just kind of perfected it, went through it, and this is pretty good. Why density bonuses? I should probably just double check this one. All right, I love it. All right, please review all the titles for all the reels. Made a few minor edits to a few of the new reels for Kelly. Boom, that's it. After you get these with new video descriptions, please put them onto the please put them onto the Notion calendar and I'll review them afterwards. Cool. All right. So now you just saw my entire process of how I came up with almost 19 reels from this one podcast video. And that's because people digest information very differently, right? Sometimes I can't expect them to watch the entire podcast. It's just not how a lot of people consume content nowadays. But if I am focused on making an impact, right, meeting people where they are, give them a little bit of a nugget when it comes to office and residential conversions, that gives the world a much better chance at applying that knowledge and turning it into more housing. All right. Hopefully, this was helpful, everybody. You got to see my process, how I go through my content, and this is how much work it takes. I don't get paid for this. This is just what I do because I think, sincerely, I think a lot of cities can learn from office and residential conversions. And sometimes people just don't want to be first. But now you have living proof, right? We have projects in Calgary, in Los Angeles, in New York City. You have architects that can go through the design team. You have construction folks that can go through the estimation process on what it's going to cost to actually turn it into residential units. That's what's going to take, right? So if you are interested in creating more affordable housing in your city, I would urge you learn this, right? If you watch this podcast, you will be smarter than any generic news article that they put out there about office to residential conversions because they were all just fluff, right? Just reporters that didn't really understand what it is about office to residential conversions. They didn't know what they didn't know. And this is how you are able to contribute your intellectual capital, right, in those conversations with your city, especially if you have a downtown that's vacant or has an office building that's becoming vacant, or you believe that there's going to be so much displacement with jobs being lost, especially in the white collar world, with AI essentially doing so much work. So, what are you going to do with all these office buildings that were previously occupied by folks? Well, you got to come up with more affordable housing because guess what? Everyone loses their jobs. And where are they going to live? How are they going to afford to live? You guys start thinking about this now. All right. Hopefully, this is helpful, everybody. I'll see you all. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. By the way, I hope you spent some quality time with your family and friends today. I'm keeping this streak going. Today is day 868 of going live. We're going to make it to 1,000. It's going to be fun. All right. Have a good one, everybody. See you all tomorrow for day 860 of going live.